Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, DIY Decor. So this first DIY, I'm going to take this willow wreath that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, and using my stain, this is Min Wax in the color Jacobian, I take this sponge brush and I just start dabbing it all over this wreath. Now, I'm not looking for full coverage. I still want some of that rawness to show through with that dark color. I just feel like it gives it a lot more contrast. I do wipe it off and let it dry. And then using this garland from the Dollar Tree, I love this garland. I got this last fall. I hope they are bringing this back. But I just start wrapping it all the way around the wreath until I run out of garland. I do not hot glue it. I just tuck the ends down inside of the wreath. Using these carrots from the Dollar Tree, there's like 4 in a pack. I am going to use all 4, but I'm just going to pull out that paper grass at the top, and I'm going to add this little piece of greenery. I got this from Walmart, and I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue in there and stick the greenery right down in there. Now you can use any kind of greenery you want, or you can leave the paper. But it was a little bit too long for me, so I do kind of snip off the end there. And I'm going to do all 4 the same way. Now, these carrots are not going to go on this wreath. I'm actually going to put them in a basket. And you guys will see that in just a few minutes. I'm going to take these little styrofoam eggs that I got from the Dollar Tree last year, and we're going to paint them with the apple barrel in white paint, and I just stick a skewer in the end and I just paint all of these white. I give them one coat. Some of that blue and that pink still shows through, but it's a very soft, very pale, and I think it just looks really good against that brown wreath. And I don't want the holes in the bottom from the skewer, so I do take the spackling from the Dollar Tree and I just fill the holes. I don't sand it, I don't wipe it down, I just fill it in and I leave it. I think it just gives the eggs a little bit more texture as well. And I just place the eggs randomly on the wreath where I like them or where I think they should go, and then I start hot gluing them to the wreath. Now I have this little bunny. This came on it was actually a pick, and it was on a skewer, and it had this little bow on it, and I just tore that off and tore the bow off of the bunny and then tore the bunny off of the skewer. Now I'm going to make another little bow for the bunny using this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So I just cut off a little piece, glue the ends, actually tie the ends together with a piece of jute twine, and then I'm going to glue the bunny right in the inside of the wreath. And then I'm going to attach the little bow that I made. Now this is just a scrap piece of ribbon that I had. This is the burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to take and glue the 2 ends together. Now that was all of that burlap ribbon I have. So I'm going to take some of this other burlap ribbon and I'm going to use this to make a bow. So I'm just going to fold over until I get 2 loops on both sides. And then I will cut the end off. Now using this pipe cleaner, I'm going to scrunch the bow up in the middle, and I'm going to take this pipe cleaner and I'm going to twist it around the center of the bow. Trying to get it tight enough that it will stay, not too tight that I break my pipe cleaner. And then I'm just going to take my the loops, and start pulling them out. And then I will use the pipe cleaner to attach it around the top part of my ribbon. And then the ends of the pipe cleaner, I just twist those together to make a little hanger for the wreath. So here is my spring bunny wreath all finished, hanging on my door. It was a very bright sunny day, as you can see. I think this is very adorable, very rustic, very neutral. You guys let me know, is it not enough or is it too much? Now this next DIY, I'm taking this tinsel basket from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to snip that tinsel and I'm going to take all that tinsel off. But I'm going to keep it because I'm going to use it for the end of this DIY. After I get all the tinsel off, I just separate the basket and pull those eggs out, add a little bit of hot glue, put my basket back together so now it stays secure and it won't come apart on me. Now, I've slowed this down so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. But I'm taking this jute twine. This is actually from Walmart. It's thicker than the Dollar Tree. Honestly, I just used the thicker because I thought it would take less time. But I'm wrapping this around the basket. But I'm weaving it on the side. So on the side, it has a straight plastic bar and then a plastic bar that has those little tabs and then another plastic bar. So when I get to the sides, I go under the bar with no tabs, over the bar with tabs, and then back under the bar with no tabs, and then I just wrap it around the front. And then when I get to the next side, I go under the bar with no tabs, over the bar with tabs, back under the bar with no tabs, and then I wrap it around the back side. So I'm just wrapping it on the front and back, but when I get to the sides, I'm weaving it. And I really just did not want to fool with cutting those tabs off, but I didn't want them to show either, so that's why I'm weaving it on the sides. But you definitely could just cut those tabs off or just wrap the whole thing. But hopefully you can see what I'm doing on the video. Now, once I've gotten it wrapped, I'm going to add some more of the jute twine to the top. I just want to make sure that the top bar isn't showing through. And then I am going to take my lighter and get off those little fringy ends. And I do add some more jute to the bottom. Again, I'm just trying to cover up the bottom piece of the basket. Then I'm going to start covering up my side pieces, the ones that I was weaving the jute twine under. So there's two of those on each side. So I'm just taking the jute twine and I'm going down one side of the bar, back up the other side of the same bar, and then I'm adding jute twine to cover up the bars in the middle. So no plastic. We're not showing any plastic, or at least we're not trying to. And when I get enough coverage, then I'm going to start wrapping the handle. So I just add a little bit of glue and start wrapping, add a little bit of glue here and there, and then when I get to the end, add some more glue and snip whatever piece is left over. Burn off the rest of those little fringes on the handle. Now this is a ear that I had pulled off a tinsel bunny, and I'm just tracing the bottom of the basket, and then I'm just going to hot glue it to the bottom of the basket so nothing will fall out. And here's that tinsel. I'm going to stuff the basket with that tinsel, and I'm going to add my 4 carrots. And then this little chalk sign from the Dollar Tree, I'm just taking this chalk marker from the Dollar Tree and I just wrote carrots 5 cents and stuck it right down in the middle. And then using this scrap piece of fabric, I'm going to cut off a little bit. I use 3 of the stripes or 3 of the blocks. And I'm just going to measure down to the size that I want, and then I'll put a little glue on the end so that it stays. And now I'm going to cut one line of the blocks, and I'm trying to get the white part just to give it a little bit of contrast from my bow. I'm going to scrunch that bow and then take that piece that we cut and add some glue to the back and attach it to the back. Cut off the excess piece. And now we can attach our bow to the basket. So I'm just going to put it kind of in the center here of the basket and attach it with a little bit of hot glue. And here we have a cute little spring basket of carrots. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. Please, please, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.